you out.
Let's back up a bit because you're in no condition, and we obviously, yeah, I don't like the idea of going into the dark right yet.
Jillian looks into the hallway and listens.
Perception check.
Maybe not.
You and those damn
You're
perception
you're
checks.
you're 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 shook right now. The
Jillian, can I take the keys for a second?
Jillian hands her the keys.
I'm gonna head over to the pharmacy section, the pharmacy door, and open that.
okay. Okay, what you get when you finally rattle the door open. Again, it takes a while trying to find the appropriate keys. Always a bit fun. It's certainly not a standard pharmacy as far as you've been able to tell. I mean, there's some things that look like your average, you know, quinine, morphia, chloroform, that kind of thing, but there's some other weird ass shit that you have absolutely no frame of reference for. There is a window in this room, so you've got a bit more light, and actually there's a bit of light that spills out into the corridor a little bit. So yeah, Reba can see that there's not a mark on Jillian. There's a door there.
I'm gonna try more keys.
That one, the lock is different. You can't seem to find keys for that one.
Going to stash the keys and start looking for stuff I could use to set fire. Any chemicals that could potentially get turned into explosives.
Okay, yeah, make me an investigation check.
14.
It doesn't take much. This is organic chemistry. It does not take very much encouragement for organic chemistry to go boom.
This is fun. Good. Plenty of supplies.
This is all you're hearing while you're keeping an eye on Jillian.
Aloy.
Jillian, Aloy just went into a pharmacy and is now talking about supplies. We should probably step back a bit and check on her, given her propensities.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Jillian
proclivities, excuse me.
wobbles her way up and onwards to the
I'm-
pharmacy.
Yeah, I'm leaving you guys for now. There's not a whole lot of. I'll clear the tabs for now. There's not a lot of space in there, so you're a little bit squished. But yeah, there's Aloy futzing around with chemicals.
I'm keeping these.
This is not the way I normally work. So, Aloy, is there anything here that we could use to bring Jillian up a little bit?
Actually, technically, Reba, can you make me a, I guess, perception check? Because you're not poking around in this shit.
No.
So it's looking, not poking.
Yeah. My thought was because it was chemicals, not herbs. But yeah, give me a second.
I did say
11.
some of it was. So I did say some of it was outside her frame of reference, and the reason is that while it's not, there's only a little bit in the way of dried herbs. There are some things that Reba can more or less recognize, not because she's used them, but because she has seen them used, and usually had to get involved in a fairly stop doing that kind of way.
Oh, lovely. And yeah, that was that. Has she, is looking at some of this going and sees that
Like ethyl alcohol, something
Oh,
else that looks very
lovely.
flammable.
No, actually, this was more like, for all that Aloy blows stuff up at the slightest provocation, she's never blown them up. So Reba's like, okay, she's got boom. But I trust her not to blow us up. So, okay, fine. Oh, lovely at some of the herbs. So
herbs,
if you're
various
herbs,
pastes and powder, and
yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, you can think of dozens of things that
Yeah.
people could do with this shit. None of it's good.
Yeah. Aloy, Jillian, there are a whole cornucopia of things that could be done with all of these, or even just a handful. None of it's good. There have been more than, and there's been more than one case where I had to get involved and get people doing things to stop doing them with this stuff. So yeah.
One more reason that we employ these, and I waggle some of the interesting chemicals.
Aloy, don't.
Don't shake them.
I know which ones I can shake and which ones shouldn't be.
We need.
None of these will go active unless mixed anyhow.
We need to find the doctor.
Or at least
No, we need to
meant for you.
level this building. This place needs to be a crater.
Once we find out what's going on and have stopped it, we raise the property to the ground.
I'm willing to bet that doing that will solve the problem pretty violently.
Or spread it. And make it worse.
And I'm packing as much boom as can be carried along for improvised explosive making.
Okay.
Aloy, I'm going to ask the question again. Are these? No, I can tell you that right off. None of that. Anything in the rest of the stuff that we could put together to help Jillian? Because I can only do so much.
Make me
Are
another.
you sure
Are
you want to be making medicine of anything that's been sitting in this place?
While they're arguing, Aloy, make me another investigation check.
29.
Well, there's a whole bunch of other herbs that you found in a largely forgotten drawer, along with a key that looks like it might fit that door that you couldn't get open before.
Key is going as much onto the key assortment as I can, and I'm just starting to stack the proper medical stuff in direct view of Reba.
Well, you don't necessarily know they're medical, you just know they're not those.
I'm just like stack, tink.
Perception check from Reba.
10. I'm doing about as well as Jillian.
Yeah, that's the thing. That those might be the kinds of things that you could potentially use, but you're not sure, particularly not in light of, well, particularly not because the light's kind of bad, even with the window, and particularly with Jillian going, are you sure you want to try and put together anything medical out of anything that comes out of here?
As an aside, Jillian, gun at the ready, please.
Jillian whirls about to the doorway, their gun in hand.
And I'm pulling up that key and going for that door.
Okay. Inside is yet more interesting racks of prepared salves, bottles of weird. At least one shelf seems to be entirely devoted to what looks but couldn't possibly be, but looks like very well preserved blood. But you need more light to be able to get to grips with what any of this stuff is. It looks like the stuff that was in progress in on the desk and the shelves and things there were actually stored when they were finished products in that room.
I'm gonna see if I can look around and discern anything with the goggles on.
Okay, perception check.
Night vision, let's go. 15.
There aren't any labels. That's definitely blood. Those are labeled, some with names. One of them is labeled Maisie Norrington.
Okay, we've got blood, we've got unlabeled shit, and we've got labeled shit, some of which is labeled Norrington.
That's one of the vials of blood.
Specifically, blood stuff labeled Norrington. Jillian, we could probably use a light. I'm gonna pull up
Jillian?
my goggles before she does that.
Jillian steps in and lets there be light on the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah. The you're seeing in color now what Aloy had been seeing in black and white. Yeah. All bottom rack is vials of still liquid, still red blood. Rack above that is I mean, potions is about the only word really. They're clearly herbal infusions of some sort. Above that is racks of pastes of various colors. And Reba would need to give me a perception check to... Actually, she could probably get away with an Arcana check if she can see properly right now. So
Yeah, I was about to ask if I could do Arcana, as a matter of fact, because I'm trying to make
you
heads or
don't
tails.
have to keep telling me why.
Sorry.
When you have
22.
when you have the thing that you can, when somebody has already answered the question you were going to ask, you don't have to ask it with embellishments afterwards. Well, yeah. The pastes were usually combinations, skin dye and some unutterably creepy kinds of shit. Some of them are quite caustic, so they less dye than actually burn whatever patterns they've painted on, usually skin when these kinds of things are used. They're usually used when a physical human sacrifice is needed, not necessarily as a death, but as either a possession candidate or a doorway. Sometimes they will do that. They will use whatever attachment a living being has to the crossroads, because all do, because they all go back eventually, to open something small and hopefully unnoticed. The racks below that are the potions are varied. There's a lot of sedative types of things, weaken the will kind of situation that goes beyond the usual drugs, fewer side effects than like opium and that kind of thing. There are a couple that were apparently made to extend life in the face of significant injury. About 2 of those. I mean, there were clearly more given the gaps, but It looks like in the case where they wanted their sacrifice as a doorway, they just kept dumping these down their throats to keep them alive long enough to finish the job. And there's any number of things they could have been doing with the blood.
Yeah. So, from what I know, the pastes, well, there's a number of uses for those, but primarily if you're going to, how can I put this? You can use a person as a doorway. Everybody has a connection to the crossroads, and you can use that connection to open a doorway with a person.
So ritual stuff.
Yeah, and the paste are used to burn and or otherwise etch deeper into someone in a ritual of that, like that, for instance. The potions, for lack of a better word, well, these two, if I'm looking at this correctly, if these are what I think they are, they were used to extend the life after extreme injury, like turning someone into a doorway, and well, that's going to cause a lot of injury in the process. And
yeah, if you uncork them and sniff, you very carefully sniff, okay, you can tell that, yeah, for our parlance, they are healing potions.
So yeah, and actually, waved. Like,
waft, damn it!
Waft, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, and just yeah, all right. Actually, okay. The purpose they would have used these for are to keep someone alive, but actually, believe it or not, Jillian, this will help. And she hands Jillian one of them. Trust me. No, I mean it. Trust me. The purpose that they were using them for are to keep people alive after severe injury, because they were injuring them. Yes, but they can also be used in for, well, you've just apparently suffered a severe injury, even though you don't have a mark on you. I still don't know to understand that, but whatever.
It's a utility object. It's got nothing actually hoodoo based about it. It's just there to make sure things cannot die immediately.
That's not entirely accurate, but okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, for her,
I'm translating.
For her, it's medicine.
Just... All right. She swigs the potion.
4d4 plus 4.
Woo. 4 plus 4.
That's another 15 on top of the 13.
You're feeling better. I'm still shook as much by what you saw as by what actually happened, but you're feeling stronger.
This one we'll hang on to, and she'll put it somewhere safe. As for the rest of this, as for the blood, the list is long of things that you could do with this. If there were some bleach or some ammonia, I would say dump it and douse it. But
I have
Aloy,
boom.
did you see any?
I have chemicals.
Not what I'm. Were any of those cleaning supplies, or bleach, or ammonia, or something of that nature?
Not in this room. No.
Nothing that caustic. Not in here. Well,
Okay.
Not that directly caustic. I can make it caustic.
Not yet. Did any of those have any other labels that you recognized?
No.
None of
Of the blood? No, just the Norrington? Okay.
That's the only one I could notice that was an actual label that made sense. Everything else is labeled.
Well, I mean, a lot
It's
of these.
chicken scratch.
Well, a lot of these are, and a lot of these are old too.
We can clean up things like this later.
But anyway.
Yeah, does anybody want to make me a perception check?
I do.
Always.
Yes, I do. There we go.
Hey! 21!
3.
Reba and Jillian, for their own reasons, know that they have cause to know this sound quite well. That is the sound of rats. That is the sound of a lot of rats.
Jillian looks to Reba, clearly also noticing something.
They seem, the sound seems to be massing there, and this one you don't need a perception check for. While Aloy is completely distracted, poking through and imagining what boom she could make and how caustic she could make things, you've got Muffin going boop 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 boop.
Oh shit, Muffin, what is it? And I'm gonna go and look out the door.
Shoves past. There is at least a swarm of rats. But
Jillian
they are
rushes after Aloy.
Kind of from Aloy's point of view, I'm assuming she put the goggles back on because the light's only in that little room.
Mm-hmm. Yep, goggles would go right back on.
These are weird. These are actually. It takes a second because first your rats get off my muffin. Wait, why are their brains exposed?
What are the actual fuck are those? Gun out.
Okay.
I'm shooting one of these things.
Okay. Yeah, because their whole thing is currently No, that's not what I meant to do. Because Muffin is. Wait, why is Muffin not? There we go. That's much better. Yeah, Muffin is. I'm leaving Muffin there for the time being. So yeah, there's Aloy in the doorway, pointing gun. You've got Reba was the next to notice, so she's at there. You get Jillian probably right next to on that kind of level, and I don't actually have, I don't think, an actual swarm of cranium rats.
God, what a name. I mean, it makes sense, but still, what a name!
Ha!
So, yeah, basic undead, dwarves, characters, blah, 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 blah. Pathfinder 2nd edition.
I wish I could share the image I have in my head.
Just while I'm looking, Google cranium rat.
I just did. Ha!
I'm just imagining some of the rats from Parasite Eve, but smaller. Before they went, but yeah, they had like stuff and yeah.
Oh, great!
These
things are alarming.
Yeah, those things are quite alarming. Okay, I'm checking on size. Medium. So yeah, okay. So that's. Oop, no, over there. Rat. Yes, on the swarms of rats on Muffin, on both sides. There is a bit of light, mostly because the brains are glowing.
Off my muffin! Boom!
Okay, I'm gonna give you that one. By all means, roll the attack, and then we're gonna roll initiative. Oh, which one are you aiming at?
This swarm, the one just immediately in my view.
However, that misses. You managed to put a rather unholy not literally, but you know what I mean. A scorch mark on the wall, and you come very, very close to singeing Muffin. I would like y'all to roll initiative.
6.
15.
16.
And I guess we should probably roll for Muffin.
I can see if I can do that from his sheet. Doesn't seem to be any option to directly do it, but
Yeah, just roll a d20 plus 2. Da!
Nice.
Okay, that's good to know, but can you please stop playing with that, because it's kind of...
what?
Oh,
Stop
no, in
playing
which
with
case
what?
that was...
I'm confused.
I'm gonna have to look into why exactly it was doing that, because
Doing. I'm
it's
confused.
it's too hard to explain. Okay, I think it was something only I can see from a DM perspective, and I don't think it was anything I did. So yeah, that's 21. So, hang on. It just, stay. So that's Muffin, Jillian, Rats 1-1, Aloy, Rats 1-2, Reba. Okay. Okay, Muffin. Muffin. Muffin, I would assume, is probably going to stomp things.
Yeah, Muffin will attempt.
Barring further instructions, so by all means.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. The available action is labeled a headbutt. Should I use that or a
Yeah.
different check?
It is headbutt's fine.
Muffin smash.
Roll.
Clunk.
Roll damage. Assuming there is a damage roll.
2d8 plus 5. $15 smash damage.
Yeah, several rats wind up, kind of splattered in... Let's see, okay. Jillian, you're kind of... All you really can tell, because Aloy's blocking the door a little bit, is that there's the chittering of rats, there's boop smacks, and there was this splort noise.
So each map rat is multiple rats, right?
Yes.
Jillian pokes her head enough to see, and then she hurries up to there.
So, boink. Okay. Yeah, so shoulders past Aloy and her thunder cannon.
Points her hand out and beholds.
To which one?
I had to click the thing. To all of them.
Oh, cool. Okay. Constitution save, huh? Oh my God! What's the I'm almost afraid to ask, but what's the What's the spell save DC?
14.
That was a natural 17 and a natural 16.
Oh my god.
I don't think you have another action if you cast spell. I mean, bonus action, I guess, but...
No, there's nothing she can really do for a bonus action that would
Okay,
be useful.
the rather damaged, well, the swarm of rats, which have lost some of their, individuals, they're kind of pissed. They've had something shoot at them. They can't really make heads or tails of Muffin. So, okay, so let's... Hang on. Okay. Just checking the save. It needs to be made. Yeah, okay. Aloy, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh boy, my worst stat. Five.
Once per day, each of these little fuckers can cast Dominate Monster.
Yep. I saw that in the wiki note about them.
Spell save DC is 13.
And I do not make that ever. Wisdom anyway.
Okay, so yeah, and of course it's telepathy. And it really is just kill them all. Kill them both. And it's Aloy's turn.
Sorry, you broke up there?
And it's Aloy's turn.
Oh.
Alright, yeah, Muffin way before me. Nearest target. I'm just gonna point my gun at that. Nearest target being eeny, meeny, miny.
Well, the one
Reba.
that's in your the one that's in your line of sight was technically Jillian, but that
yeah,
either way is fine.
Yeah, if it line of sight, Jillian.
Okay.
Click, click, boom. 20.
Roll damage. Yep. Yeah, that hurts. Currently, she's kind of looking a little bit blank around the face, and she's shooting at you. And at the end of your turn, you can make a wisdom save to try to shake this off.
I will do that. 14.
You shoot at Jillian, and does Jillian make any kind of noise?
Yeah, she makes a very annoyed and pained noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's enough of the word in that. God Almighty! Trying to stifle swearing that kind of pierces through the haze of it's like, wait a minute, why was I? What the fuck is wrong with these things?
And now I'm just staring at the rats and looking like I'm about to just go fucking ballistic swearing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Reba didn't see who you shot at, so she's like, the fuck? She's just a really confused look on her face.
Kill these things now!
Stay.
She hasn't even seen him yet. She just knows they're rats. Nobody said anything.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Thank you for that.
Now it's time for rat swarm number 2. Jillian, make me a wisdom save.
Oh,
Yeah, there's something something. It feels like it's gnawing at your head, trying to get you to flee. And that is the word that's echoing in your head from this inhuman kind of thing. And it's like you are the word. You don't flee from shit.
hmm.
Okay, so that's them. Reba.
Okay, Reba will step down south, step to here enough to get a lookout.
Yeah,
See
peering a little
rats.
past Aloy.
Mm-hmm.
Rats with exposed brains that are glowing.
Yeah. And they're multiple, so I'm assuming they're still about the size of.
Yeah, there are swarms of rats.
Right. So they're each about, figure about yay big.
Mm.
Like track bunnies. Just not quite as big, because those suckers get big. Anyway, she will, seeing rats, she's going to be enough of this, and I'm going to do, she's going to do conjure animals, and appearing, well, I can't really see well enough, so appearing here
Okay.
are cats.
Hang on, how many? Because
Well, technically, and I don't know if I can get away with this given the space. According to the spell, I can do 8 challenge rating 0 of 1/4 or lower. I could do up to 8, but given the circumstances, I don't want to push it because I also want them to be Maine Coons. So I'm thinking,
yeah, okay.
say, 4
Let me see.
in that small space, maybe 4. Or spread it. I can do it in the space that I can see, and that's just it. I can really only see that, I'm assuming, unless I want to.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because cat, particularly if you're, cat's tiny, but Maine Coons are small. They qualify as small, but small because they're the size of a dog.
Right. I was taking all into account, and I figured
I'm trying to finish explaining. A small creature fits into a 5-foot space. So, if that's the only thing you can see, and because Aloy is in the way, it is, you can't fit more than one of these cats into the space you can see. Unless you want to sort of summon your army, your cat army, that... these are kinds of things that, particularly when that many people are going ahead of you, you need to think about ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you don't want to rethink this?
No, I do. I didn't have all the information, and that's why I needed to talk. I needed to ask you first, but yeah, I won't do that instead.
Yeah. Just as a hint for the next time. If I move, the question should start. Well, first it should start with the question, not this is what I'm going to do. The question should be, if I move here, what can I see? How much can I see? How far can I see? And if I want to do summon cats, I want to do Maine Coon, what size rating are they? Where do they fit? If you don't have the information, ask for the information before you say, I'm going to do the thing. Because technically speaking, once you've declared your action, I should be telling you you've declared your action, you've blown your turn, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, I can't do that. All right. So what's the radius on that? Ouch. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Works. So instead, I'm going to move. I'm going to see rats, and I
That's the
will
thing.
do.
Yeah, you don't. To be fair, you don't see just rats. These are
Well, with
really
the brains and everything else. Yeah.
because they're glowing.
Right.
Those little brains are glowing.
Right. So I will do Toll the Dead from where I'm at.
Okay, can you put up the
Creature, you
spell
can.
card, please?
Yep. Do the. Okay. Do, ah. Oh. It says cast at what level, but it's a cantrip.
Yeah, that's because it doesn't recognize Toll the Dead.
Ah. Well, there you go.
Just put it at the lowest possible level that you
I did.
can.
I did, and it's in the chat now. It's a wisdom save.
Okay. What's your spell save DC? Ah!
15.
Crap. Where did you go?
And it's 60 feet, so yeah, it would hit both.
Sorry, you said...
Oh, 15.
Natural 19 and a natural 16! And Toll the Dead is save or suck! What is wrong with you?
It's because they're Mind Flayer Scout drones.
No, it's the dice.
Yeah, but...
The dice don't like me.
It's the dice
That's
taking the fact that they are Mind Flayer Scout drones piloted by the Queen of Nightmares herself.
So...
Bonus action?
As my bonus action, I'm going to summon up the... since that didn't work, and I'm going to summon up a hawk spirit. Because we need to be able to kill this thing.
I will look that up.
Okay.
Just so that we know what... What's Warcaster, Keymind, Guardian Spirit... here we go. Spirit Totem. Hawk Spirit. When the creature makes an attack roll against a target in the spirit's aura, you can use your reaction. Yeah, remember, you'll have to use your reaction. And let's see.
Yep.
So where are you putting it?
I'll put it in the space I can see in front of us.
Okay, so...
Assuming that it's translucent and can still be seen through.
What, so we're talking like here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that, like I said, that's assuming it is a translucent, like you can see through a spirit.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll put it next to me.
Yeah, no, you can see, and it's more of a... It's not like a solid totem, as far as I know, anyway, so...
If it's what I think you were using for this, yeah, it is transparent.
Okay.
Given its 30-foot radius, I'm just going to say you're all covered and leave it at that, because I really do not have the spoons. Okay, top of the round, Muffin.
Muffin smash.
Muffin smash.
$10.
Nope, they've wised up now. They're getting out of the way of the head.
It's like a heron on roids, probably.
Or like, or kind of like really weird version of whack-a-mole.
Tink, 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 tink.
Jillian.
Jillian?
And yeah, the reason you didn't have 2 attacks was because spell. Anyway, yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Jillian takes out her pistol, beholds a hunter's mark. Oh, whoops. I know it does the thing.
Yep.
Hunter's marks. That one. And shoots a silver bullet. A chamber.
Yep. So that definitely hits. Roll damage plus the 6 from Hunter's Mark. 18. Apparently, the Lord is mighty because rats explode like everywhere, and Muffin is covered in rat splat. Second attack. I think you can move your Hunter's Mark.
Well, technically not, because you have to use a bonus action to mark a new creature.
You have a bonus action. It never says when you can use your bonus action.
I used the bonus action to cast it.
Oh, right. Okay. In which case, no. Then.
And she shoots the other one with lead in the chamber now.
Still hits. Roll damage.
Doing much better now.
A goodly number of rats managed to get splooked. Muffin is covered in gore. Okay, rat swarm number 1 is dead. Aloy.
I want rat swarm number 2 very, very dead, so I will commence boom, boom, shake the room.
Okay. Reba, you can, given how she, as far as you know, she missed.
Yeah,
reaction,
I was gonna. Yeah, no, I was.
You have to give advantage before she rolls.
Ah, thank you. Didn't know that. So yes, I will do so. So I'll use my reaction, the Hawk Spirit.
Roll with advantage.
Gotcha.
Either way, it would have been okay, to be fair. But yeah, roll damage.
Well, I'm going to roll damage, and I'm going to employ an Arcane Jolt.
Okay.
I'm actually going to point that into Jillian as a healing energy, so as I fire, I'm going to then hold my hand up, and there's a piece of wiring that's been threaded like along the arm and into
kind of an Iron Man thing.
And it's basically it's built into the glove that you've just seen me wearing like it's a normal glove, and then I just zap you with energy.
Roll 2d6. You have 7 extra hit points. So she points a hand at you and woof, and you're actually feeling better.
Yes! It didn't blow up on my hand this time.
Okay, rat swarm number 2 is kind of aggravated. Okay, so hang on, that's 5, 10, so that would be, yeah, okay. Jillian and Aloy make me wisdom saves.
Makes me wonder if the
with
spell...
advantage.
Well, Jillian got it's fine anyway.
Okay.
Wait a minute, can you... I thought you needed to use your reaction. You only get one reaction.
Makes me wonder if those of us who've already been subjected to it are resistant to it or not.
Oh,
but
no, it says, in addition, you and your allies have advantage on wisdom perception checks while in the aura.
Okay, so Jillian's fine anyway, but...
Wisdom and perception checks, not saves.
Ah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so in which case, Yes,
Never mind. I'm sorry about
we're
that.
going to read these things. Okay.
Well,
3.
Okay. Do you want to roll the d10 or should I? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you roll it because it's if whatever the creature's doing, it's firing at me.
Oh no. Okay. Can you just like make me a I guess given because I think the lightning cannon probably isn't a finesse weapon. Can you give me a strength check, please?
So wait, is it just making me attack people automatically?
Yes. Yeah, and it's a melee attack, so it's basically wham over the head with the stock of your.
That makes me wonder what ability this is, because I want to use these things.
That's confusion.
Yay! Okay. Yeah, that would be probably strength, yeah?
Yes, it would be strength.
Whop.
To be fair, given that Reba's technically closest, what's your AC?
15.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Aloy turns around with this kind of crazed look in her eye, and you manage to. I mean, it's that brooch at that point. It's just you see it sort of stop, and from the stock of her thunder cannon, stop about an inch from your nose. Wham!
What the?
Hang it!
You haven't
Somebody
you haven't shaken it off yet.
So it's still gonna be in effect. Okay, thank you. It's a continual effect.
At the end of it, basically the spell lasts for a minute. It's a concentration spell up to 1 minute.
I love confusion.
And you make the save at the end of your turn. So
yes. Oh my god, that is a delight. Thank you.
Reba, it's your turn. There are very few rats, but they seem to be fucking with Aloy again.
I'm barreling past her because fuck this. I ain't got time for this shit. Just get out of the way.
Okay, where are you moving to?
Wait, the spirit's there, so I'll move there. Oh wait, I can't. Wait. Okay, there. I'm gonna put myself in reach of the damn things because, whoops. Because I've had enough of this. So spells. So. Can't do that and attack. I don't think at the same time or in the same round. That's fine. Okay, so. Let me ask you this. If now, if I do summon an animal, can it attack when at the same time it's summoned?
No.
Because I don't think that's mentioned.
Yes, and that's why I'm making the call. No.
Okay.
I will say this for the moment, because let's face it, you guys are not in the best of shape right now. The swarm has 4 hit points.
I will. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Knowing that about the spell, thank you for that clarification. Instead, she just is going to look at this mess and just very angrily hunter's mark the damn thing. Which, if I recall correctly, the summon totem is that's a concentration as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So the spirit. The spirit fades out because the hunter's mark is also a concentration, but she's just pissed. So poop on them, and Tomahawk she's gonna wail on these fuckers.
Roll.
Okay, back to core. So 12.
Just roll damage.
Oh yeah, I gotta get over here. 2, and then the hunter's mark. Full 6.
Yeah, it's the rage that manages to let you hack what's left of the swarm into pieces. Muffin is covered in rat bits. The wall is covered in rat bits. The floor is covered in rat bits. Jillian, up to about the waist, is covered in rat bits. Things have exploded, basically.
Jillian looks to Aloy.
Is my brain rebooted?
Yes, because they're all dead now.
Yeah. Well, it feels like someone just tap danced inside my skull.
I hate these things.
So, okay, we can add rats of mental fuckery to the list of shit. To the list of reasons why this place needs to be a crater.
I'm still of a mind to find the source and deal with it directly before
that is
obliterating
entirely fine, but regardless, this place is going to cease to exist afterwards.
Fully agreed.
Jillian loads up the alternating silver bullets back in her pistol.
Yeah, because after the silver, then the lead. So silver back in it would be in the chamber. So all you'd have to do is do the 2 alternating again. So you've still got silver in the chamber now. No problem.
Yep.
On the plus side, holding up the glove, the jolt cannon works.
Why the hell did you take a swing at me?
Come on, Reba's wise.
Oh, yeah.
And she did say it feels like somebody tap danced in my brain. Mental fuck. Yeah. Right, gotcha. And besides, they had exposed brains. That's she's used to plants that kind of look or are named for or both like parts of the body that they
mess with. Gotcha.
Mess with or help, depending. So yeah, apparently they. And besides, Jillian kind of understands because they did go after her too. She just has the Lord to protect her. Mostly.
Jillian looks back down the hallway, takes a 2 steps downwards, and percepts.
Perception check. She isn't lit up.
Oh yeah. That's why Reba was like, all right.
Not likely to help much.
Yeah, I'm not seeing or hearing much of anything. Given there's a tiny bit of light coming through here, what you're seeing right there is another door. Which, given that there's wall that doesn't seem to have a door in it over that way, whatever's in there, the door is probably either on the other side or inside somewhere. And a sense of, you know how you can sort of see that the shadows are darker in some place that's got like more space? And sort of way over in that direction, there's a spot that seems to be open. There's a darker area that looks kind of doorway-ish. But you're not seeing anything move.
Okay. When we were observing from outside, were we really in a position to see like how big the building is in terms of like how much farther it extends in this southwards direction? Like, is it like a big sprawling complex, or is it
it's not a huge
smaller building?
Sprawling complex. It's probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40, 50 feet that way. So there's probably a decently sized room. There's another sort of 50, 60 feet that way, and
could you do that marker again?
Which one?
You just said 50, 60 feet
Oh no,
that way.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I missed.
That way.
Okay, I see it.
And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And another 50 feet that way. So it's not a huge building by facility standards, if you like.
Okay.
But honestly, without knowing what's going on in this place, if that's what you're here to find out, unfortunately it involves poking in places where man was probably not meant to poke, but, you know, Valar Morghulis, but we are not men.
Yeah, just trying to get that idea of how much there is left to be poked. Broadly speaking, Mukeshi.
Given the size of the rooms you guys have been in so far, probably a fair bit.
Mukeshi looks back to Aloy and Reba and beckons them over. I don't hear anything down this way. And she looks to Aloy, who certainly has the keys, currently has the keys, and steps up to this door.
Okay, since we're edging on the break time, and we're about to open up whole new doorways here, we'll take break now and come back in a few minutes. And we're back. Still investigating Hillcrest Sanitarium. And Jillian is gesturing Aloy with the big ass jangly Ringo keys to the door that actually doesn't have a plaque next to it. It's just solid metal door.
Help! Key trying time, let's do this.
Now we roll the hand of fate. It takes you a very long time to find out which key is the right one. It's really irritating. Sorry, that was a 6. And what you come out with is a rather bare room with rather depressing, rather grubby carpet. Given the lack of light, you don't really know what those stains are. You're not sure you want to find out? And there's doors there and there.
Jillian goes to
They're
the
locked.
one directly ahead.
They're locked.
Looks to Aloy.
Well, I'm gonna start trying doors again.
That was
Gonna start with...
That was an 8. Whichever one you pick, you're still trying to jangle through the keys, but you do find it eventually. And what you find is there's some books in languages you don't understand. Terrible lot of blood stains. Old blood stains from the looks of things. A couple of fairly nasty syringes. And a book of anatomy with notes in that runic not quite language.
Is there any other books that are in that language?
Not in this room, no. It's open to a page that is, as far as you can tell, or at least as far as Aloy can tell, because she's the one with the night vision goggles, and there's no windows in these rooms. Somebody really should have pondered the potential of bringing a light source into this place that isn't, Jillian.
Jillian nudges Aloy in warning before she puts a light on the ceiling.
I'm trying to figure out, is that a freaking cantrip or?
Yep.
Okay, cool. If it's a cantrip, it's fine. So yeah, Aloy has been appropriately warned. So, yeah, because of the light spilling in there, you can see that the stains on that carpet are old blood. Kind of in streaks, like things have been dragged. Yeah, the bits of anatomy that that are on the open page of this book are appears to be the brain.
Oh boy.
Smeagol, what are you typing?
Just tracking what I'm puzzling through for what we're basically just trying to keep notes on what we're doing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I record things, because
Yeah.
particularly in yours, we can hear it and it gets a bit.
Yeah, I was hoping that what I changed wouldn't have made the noise, but it is, so I can't do that anymore.
Can Jillian sense if the anatomy book is giving off the same vibes as that other book from before?
I don't think you have. Let me check Jillian's character sheet here, because. Ah! Yeah, you keep forgetting that when, because I'm looking and you're swapping,
I do keep forgetting.
and no, it's fine. I was going there anyway. It's okay. It's okay. I was going there anyway. I need to do something a bit more paladin-y about you, but no. From the looks of things, you got absolutely zip in the way of actually being able to figure out, to sense out. Up until fairly recently, your command of the ward has been about ending these things, and they've usually been pretty obvious. And given the number of times, both in our game and in the stuff you've written, that have had Jillian stumble headfirst into bad shit, she might want to consider a few prayers in that direction.
Yeah,
I'll see what we can do for the next time, but for the time being,
she gives it a very careful nudge.
can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Glad that one worked out well.
Yeah, it's that scrabbling at your brain thing again.
Jillian brushes it off the table with the barrel of her gun and then lights a match.
You
Drops
guys-
it on the book.
Oh, that's doing the same thing the other one did?
Mm-hmm.
At
Carry on,
least
then.
her reaction is understandable this time, unlike last time.
I don't see nothing else here.
Carry on, then.
Okay, that's about what you've got in this room.
Jillian goes back out to the next locked door.
Reba just assumed it was bad news because her eyes itched when she saw the lettering again. It was like, yeah, that's going to do the same thing. Nope. Not going near that one.
Then again, those make her eyes itch on a matter of general principles, even if they don't do that kind of thing. So that's not
Fair.
really
No, it's not, but she's also not taking any chances.
fair enough. Yeah. So next locked door, is Aloy going to unlock it?
Yep.
This time you're starting to maybe get the hang of okay, if this door is next to that one, maybe it's the next key down. It's not.
Shit. Sorry, desk. Oh, sorry, I thought it was muted. I'm sorry about that.
I had a feeling anyway. Um, it doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason to how they chuck the keys on this. I'm not saying shit until cuticle picking stops. Thank you. Door unlocks, and this time you've got. It looks like at one point it was a surgical table. Aloy is seeing. There is, in fact, a bone saw, and there's some weird ass apparatus that appears to be. I mean, it's full of some kind of liquid. You're seeing black and white. Could be blood, could be anything. But somebody's cut things up on that. And yeah, that's a bone saw. That's on there.
Jillian? Light, please.
Jillian puts the light on the ceiling again, and then slightly regrets it.
Yeah. I mean, the only viscera is a tank of blood.
Oh, this is. Oh, Aloy. Oh, I'm. Oh dear.
Jillian definitely does not get any closer, but she looks at the tub for a long time to make sure nothing's moving inside it, underneath it.
Make me a perception check.
No audio came through.
No, I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Are you still hearing me?
It's
Yeah, no, I am.
it's been cutting you off connection-wise, I think. Like, you'll start saying words, but nothing comes through, and then after a second, the latter half starts connecting.
Okay. I will try to keep that in mind. Just flag it up to me when it does happen, because I... Anyway, perception check, please.
Now we're getting good rolls.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything moving in it, but it does take you a moment to determine that, because there is some movement, but it's because that machine is active. You don't know what it's doing, but whatever's in there seems to be churning or pumping the blood slightly. So there's a current to it that Jillian's seeing. That Aloy is looking at the bone saw and remembering her little
Jaunt, as it were.
I'm actually probably. Reba's probably looking more at Aloy than anything, just having seen the bone saw, remembering, going, ooh. So she's looking more at Aloy rather than and letting Jillian look around. Aloy, are you? Well, I'm not going to ask if you're all right. Obviously, you're not.
You know what I'm going to say. You know what I want to do to this building.
And I agree, and we will. We just want to make sure that when we do, it doesn't make things worse. That's all.
You don't need to remind me. I'm aware. I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut so I don't unleash the unholy bitch shriek to end all bitch shrieks.
Let's
later.
keep moving.
We may need that later. We may need that later.
Is Jillian going to mention to the ritualist and the tinkerer that machine is on?
Jillian, how does this look?
I'm literally asking. You don't have to, if it appears they haven't noticed, but the question is whether you want to leave that thing active behind you.
Jillian's size looks between the two of them and the machine. What do you reckon of that? I think it's still on.
Wait, what? And
Wait.
Now Reba's actually looking at the machine going, oh, lovely.
I'm gonna go over there and start examining this thing. Sonic screwdriver and all.
Okay, I'll give you the investigation check. You know how to investigate a machine without dismantling the damn thing.
Yeah, no taking this thing apart, because I don't want to get sprayed, thanks. 26.
Yeah, the readings that you're getting does indicate that some of that blood is going places. It's circulating beyond that initial pump. Seems to be going down. And not all of it is human.
What the actual fuck? Not just human blood in here. Tink, tink, tink.
Okay. What?
And it's going straight. Well, mostly straight down.
And by the way, when I say not human, I mean not of this world human.
Like, no, seriously, look at this. And I'm gonna point to if it appropriately like warps briefly or changes color or what have you.
It's mostly as you're passing this sonic screwdriver, you get dark. I mean, glimmers is a weird word, but it's like just half-seen swims of something dark through it. But only when the sonic screwdriver is going across it.
So like black and tendril-y looking shit, like
not,
as though
not,
something
not
else
really.
is mixed
It's like half-seen swimming thing, like minnows. It doesn't look that big. 'Cause, I mean, it's blood, so it's more eddies of unnatural blood caught in with regular blood that reads normal. So just every so often you'll just see.
So
I'm
this
looking
is
for.
traveling. Okay. Does it have an off switch?
I was about to look for one of those, and I'm just sort of continuing to poke around.
I mean, there is an off switch, but you don't know what's down there. You don't know what's gonna happen if you switch that off.
So, okay, we have a list of potential things. We know that this goes down. We do not know what is down there. We know that turning this off turns off the flow. We don't know what turning off the flow will do to whatever's down there.
Can't
And
be
what sort
doing
of
anything good while it's on.
Mm,
No, but is it gonna kill the thing down there, or is it gonna piss it off? Or wake it up?
um. So this is, yeah, and those are probably all connections Reba actually would make, being wise.
Mm.
So if we turn this off, interrupting whatever this is could either kill, wake up, or otherwise piss off whatever's connected to it. And we don't have any guarantee that whatever's connected to it is good, bad, or otherwise. Okay, yeah, it's obviously not great, but it might not. It might not also be malignant. It might be, I don't know. This might be keeping something alive that we, for whatever reason, might want alive. I don't know.
Given the notes, given the missing people, there is a chance. It's an off chance, but it's a chance that they could be using this to do things to those people, and some of them didn't go missing that long ago.
Yeah, I hadn't made that connection in quite so many words, but that's kind of where I was going in my head.
Reba's wiser than you are, so yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So, and think about it, you two. People have been missing, and people haven't been missing that long. If this is doing something, they could be hooked up to it. At the very least, we know where this is. There may be more of these around, but we know at least where this one is. So if we do need to turn it off, some way, somehow, we could conceivably come back. Or
we
if
need to
this
find a
stuff's
passage down.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Aloy, you're good with machinery. You'll know that, well, yeah, there's clearly a way of disrupting the flow here. If the majority of this machine is downstairs, and it probably has to be, They have to have a way of controlling it downstairs. And you could actually find out what the damn thing does if you inspect it properly.
Well, they probably have a secondary. Well, this is probably a secondary control setup. Primary one will be downstairs, and I could probably figure out exactly what this whole contraption is doing by properly getting a look at the main setup.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very,
Jillian,
very smart, Aloy. Thank you.
Jillian starts to head back out
Okay.
to the hallway
Is it-
door.
Okay.
There were no other doors off this room, right?
Nope. It's just
Okay.
those two.
Okay. Didn't think so. Just wanted to make certain.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, that means obviously we need to find this. This place actually has a basement. Wow. Okay. Didn't look like it.
Probably several basements, sub-basements, and sub-sub-basements.
But yeah, as Jillian remembers from it's more remembering what Reba said rather than having seen it herself. There's a bit of space in that direction, a fair bit more space in that direction, and a little bit that way.
I only saw one of those. Let me zoom out more.
Yeah, basically, if you're here,
Yes.
there's about 60 feet that way.
Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. I still didn't
That
see
way.
that. Got it. Now I just zoomed all the way out.
There's about 60 feet that way,
Uh-huh.
about 50 feet that way,
Uh-huh.
and maybe 40, 50 feet that way.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine.
Why?
Jillian goes to here and
Okay.
listens for anything in the dark.
Perception check. Still not hearing anything.
Got to be careful because whatever it was that did whatever it was it did to you is still out there somewhere. So
Mm-hmm. She lights a match and goes down in this direction to try and find where the hallway ends.
Okay, what she gets as she's heading in that general direction is there seems to be a big set of more of an archway than double doors because it doesn't actually have doors, and it looks to be looking in on nasty, slightly dingy, different shade of linoleum.
She waves Aloy and Reba along, and
hey, Reba was staying relatively close,
and
fully expecting Jillian to wind up dropping at the moment. She's a little paranoid about that happening again.
Okay.
Jillian's ready to drop the match, the sight of the thing. And then
I'm
she
just following
continues.
along with a hand on my goggles to flip them back down whenever needed.
Okay.
She goes this way.
I'm waiting for Jillian's match to run
Okay.
out right in her hands.
Yeah. It after about a minute, it really is just. So you get to about there, and you're seeing another couple of doors in that general direction. This one here is just plain wood and doesn't seem to have a lock on it. That one's metal, but also doesn't seem to have a lock on it.
And goggles down, and I'm gonna head towards the wooden one.
Okay. Open that, and there's a little bit of light in there. Also, an absolute reek. It used to be a cafeteria. There used to be food on the table. Now you're not really sure what it is.
Oh,
Goody!
That's gonna
I
linger.
I found a new biosphere!
And there's another door round about there.
Smells
gonna
like you
leave.
found a new political system. Oh,
I'm just gonna leave that door open and open the next one.
Jillian goes
What,
in
this-
after her.
What, this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave stank door open and then go open the steel one.
I hate to I hate to burst your bubble, but you open that one, it's an even worse smell because that's a privy.
I don't think
Do I
there's
have to
nothing in that one.
see if I throw up or whatever from the stench? I'm like,
Constitution save.
oh god,
All
okay.
of us?
12.
Yeah, no. You can. I know-
Reba's backed away quickly.
Well, yeah.
And turning green and
No, that is you can find some place that it's an addition to the smell in the kitchen, but well, to be
Shut the door.
yeah, that's a little bit better. But there's also Reba just
yep.
Oh, that's a delightful noise.
and as you're looking in that direction, there's another steel door without a lock on it there.
Jillian goes to that one to open it,
Yeah, that's another privy.
and she closes it.
Stink! Well, we found the useless half of the building. I kind of want to shoot out the
Yeah.
window in the cafeteria.
Oh no, the at least one pane of glass in the cafeteria was broken.
There was
At
another
least-
room
But
in
there
the
was-
cafeteria.
And
Wasn't there?
there's another door here.
Okay.
So basically, the doors you haven't opened on this side, as far as you can tell anyway, because you're not seeing anything there,
Okay.
is there's a door through the cafeteria there, as long as you avoid stepping in Reba's sick, and a door there right back at the front.
Alright, Jillian will go up to the front.
This one's a little better. This one appears to be some kind of staff lounge.
She will step inside, look around.
There's actually light in this one, not only because there is a window, but because there's still some embers in that fire.
Reba's following as best she can, looking a little green, and probably chewing on a bit of mint.
Jillian investigates.
Yeah, the fire's probably older than it looks, simply because a draft from the chimney would probably stir the embers and keep them going a little while longer. But there's not as much dust here. There's a blanket folded up behind one of the cushions on one of the sofas. The carpet, there's the plain, unpleasant colored beige carpet, but there's also a really nice rug that doesn't seem to have got dusty or ratty or faded. This is a nice little room.
Someone's been here of late.
Joy!
But if there's nothing else to poke around at, she will head back out
Okay, where's
to
she
the
headed?
cafeteria
Okay.
to go open that door.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a constitution save because... Actually, no, to be fair, you're actually okay because while the cafeteria's a mess, there's a kitchen through there, but there's fresh food. Embers in the stove. It sits ill with the reek behind you, but...
She pokes around once again.
Investigation check.
Logic is literally
No.
leaking from here.
It hiccuped and didn't roll the first time.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to roll one more time. Because there's way too much discrepancy there. You clearly wanted you to have the lower roll. No, it's the reek from the rotted food behind you is distracting, but again, you can see fresh supplies, embers in the fireplace. Somebody's cooked something here relatively recently. Just you can't tell what.
I'm gonna follow Jillian in and. So what? Want me to have a look? Want me to go poking through this stuff? Because
It's
you're
nothing but
just kind of staring.
that doctor's here.
Yeah,
No
but
one
it's
in the
still worth
lounge. There's
seeing what
food
they're
here.
making, considering it's how on earth are they getting it past the ew. And I'm gonna start looking around, see if I can't find. See if I. Well, first, no, I'm gonna pull up the Wand of Secrets widget. Click that on.
Okay. You've used that like 3 times. Doesn't this have a...
This would be the third time.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was assuming you were going to do it anyway, but doesn't it have a...
Yep, this is a set limit of 3 times, and this being the last shot I got for the day.
Okay. No secret doors, no traps.
Huh. How in the hell are they getting the actual good shit past the... I'm gonna start poking around.
Investigation check.
It's a cursed man now. All sorts of foul things done to himself. Not that surprised he doesn't notice the stink.
Yeah, at the same
It doesn't have to be one guy.
But at the same time, it looks like the most recent thing he made was like chicken pot pie. Probably kind of nice chicken pot pie.
This would have been an actually tasty pot pie. Why did it have to go to waste on freaking creepy... Ugh.
Aloy, let's get moving.
You are not allowed to start with me today. And I'm gonna make my way back out into the hallway.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a wall here, right?
That's a wall.
Okay.
There's a window. There's a bit of light coming through, but it's one of the worst
Thank
of the
you.
windows. So,
And Jillian goes to poke around the corner into that room.
where are you guys? If Jillian's sort of going into this room, hang on. If Jillian's going into this room here, where are you guys? Are you following her close?
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Jillian close up, yeah.
Y'all take 5 points of necrotic damage as you get into the doorway. So all of a sudden you just feel ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
Jillian flinches back. The hiss.
Anyone want to make a perception check?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
11!
Oh my god. No, you have no idea where the fuck this is coming from.
Just very quickly stumbles back across the threshold.
I've pulled my gun and I'm aiming it into the doorway looking for something to shoot.
You see nothing. I mean, okay, you probably shoot at one thing, but it turns out to be a wicker chair.
Did the lightning coming from the thunder cannon illuminate anything?
Not
No.
enough.
Okay.
This wasn't even really a lightning blast, this is the normal default shot.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys mostly see dimly, because now you're well back, is partially smashed windows, battered, and now in one case, kind of bullet holed, wicker chairs, and a terrible lot of garbage. Thankfully, nothing that reeks.
Light would be good, I think.
All right, you two, stay back. She points to the wall so that they would be out of line of sight. And then she stacks herself up on the corner there and casts light on the floor, ready to move herself out of line of sight in a hopefully quick enough instant.
Okay, perception check. Horrible pea soup green wicker chairs that don't quite match the horrible green color of the floor tiles. Broken glass,
Jillian,
and
Jillian looks back and forth
you
very
also
quickly.
take another 5 points of necrotic damage.
Jillian wrenches herself back before she can get a good look at anything. Then she looks back and shakes her head.
So what, is the room made of stupid?
That'd be one way to put it, I reckon.
It's either
Nothing moving.
Reba, either that or it's something that can hide really damn well. You've hunted enough.
Yeah, either that or something hiding.
Jillian, make me a religion check. I think is the best way I can arrange this. I don't know what your spell slots are like at the moment, but I'm not great on the Christian Bible, but there is bound to be something about you know, light is one thing. The light of day is probably your surer way to cast out devils.
Jillian takes a deep breath in and throws herself back out around the corner, points out her hand. The darkness will not avail you. And then she casts daylight in the middle of the room.
Okay, and what you see, flinching back, and then actually first thing I'm going to do is roll the hand of fate. Apparently, while in daylight, that nasty little trick it's got doesn't work. So in that corner over there is that nasty little horror.
Jillian shoots.
Okay, to be fair, given that you've just had an action, and okay,
Fair
I
enough.
know where you are now. So you're
She's
kind of
there.
there-ish. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that'd be about the and she stacked you guys up along there, and given that Aloy is kind of your next fighter type, you can get her kind of there-ish. Muffin alongside, Reba behind there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Bodak, so I would like you all to roll initiative.
5.
Well, you are well at the back there. Holy crap.
16. And I'm going to roll for
19.
Muffin. Which, if I recall, was
That was a 1d20 plus 2. So
16.
18 total. No, 18 total because it didn't have plus 2.
Guys.
Sorry.
So you guys are going about at the same time.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna say Aloy goes first because then she can actually give orders to Muffin. So Jillian goes first anyway. Aloy, Muffin, Bodak, Reba. have... that many hit points. Begin. Jillian?
Jillian shoots. Silver bullet. And Jedi shot to gain advantage. And burning smite.
Okay.
Okay, advantage.
Roll damage.
What?
Thing. 2, 6.
Yeah, Reba... sorry. Jillian, she takes some significant chunk out of that thing. So that's 20, 30, 1.
Then she shoots again with lead. No, wait, no. That was on advantage.
Well, I mean, that's a nat 20. Jesus Christ, Jillian's pissed.
Damage.
She is.
And it's honestly just as well.
Whoops.
What the...
That was a misclick.
Such a misclick. Wow.
Where did your mouse even go?
Fiddling about the character sheet.
Some magical attacks. 2. How do you want to do this?
Holy shit.
I don't think they're exactly beefy, but boom, shakalaka happened.
She just points her hand out very rigidly, the light and wind rippling around her, and she blasts it with holy light, and while it's kind of starting to disintegrate, turn kind of the ghost bits are falling off, she shoots it again, blasts it into nothing.
Last thing you say is hole right between the eyes as... And Aloy is actually the only one who sees this because Reba's a bit too far back.
Hot
And Muffin is just...
damn!
Woo!
Okay, and this is just wall in the back,
That's
right?
just wall. Well, a couple of windows.
Okay.
Hot.
Conley loads the silver and the lead back into the chamber.
Jillian!
Okay,
Whoa!
well, I don't know what happened, but that looked impressive. Or is that it?
That was the...
When she got it shot off, first it started disintegrating, and then she shot it again, and it just...
I
That
have
was
a,
Right, Jillian.
given wisdom and intelligence from different directions, all three of you will come to the conclusion that the reason that came off as well as it did, light. And it wasn't not the light that, not the little light, the big light.
Wow, I'm actually wondering, what would happen if we blew the roof off this place
There's
and
not,
let in actual daylight?
Given the dust storm's not enough.
Yeah. That.
Not enough, right?
Yeah, no. There's too much dust in the air. That's probably part of the reason for the dust storm in the first place.
So that in
Once-
case someone cracks a hole, it's not gonna drop in vaporizing radiance from on high.
Or
Something
so
like that.
it can move.
Once we deal with the doctor and the demon, we'll see what's still lingering around here.
I mean, because honestly, it's part of the other reason why I'm of a mind to just make certain that whatever's going on is in fact actually off. Because if whatever's causing this storm, it's better for us to be sure. We want everything to stop, including that storm.
can't just bury it in rubble. We have to destroy it.
Right.
Works for me.
So Jillian continues onwards.
Okay.
Remember, I'm 400% in the camp of turn this place into a crater made of ashes.
Right. I just want to make sure that crater gets down far enough,
Yeah,
especially if this thing's got a basement.
what you've got is a pretty sturdy looking set of double doors there. Yeah, now that you've got a whole lot of sunlight coming through there. Over here you've got another set of pretty solid looking doors. One has little slidey peephole thing accessible from the outside, and what looks to be further corridor that way. It's about as far as you can see / get an idea of.
Jillian goes to open that door.
Nope.
Lays Aloy over.
And
So the double doors.
Reba's eyeballing that peephole, just like.
Do we want to leave the really heavy door over there with the peephole in it completely uninspected, or
And as
what?
you're heading in that general direction, you do see that there's further corridor there, and it seems to extend further that way.
If these
Plus-
doors lead downstairs, then we'll check those cells first.
Fine. I'm gonna start looking through keys.
Okay. Doesn't take you very long to find the right what you were pretty sure is the right one, because when you put the key into the keyhole and try to turn it, you take 5 points of necrotic damage.
God! Ow! 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 Bitch!
What?
And I
What?
returned the key and pulled it back out. That door hurt me!
Reba,
Okay.
make me a wisdom check.
16.
There's still those fucking rocks in the garden. Or there could be something doing something in one of those other rooms. But that sounds like a ward.
This door's been warded. There's still the rocks in the garden, or it might be something else doing something in one of these other rooms, but that door's warded. That's.
It's probably the door to the basement.
We're not getting through this yet. Let's go ahead, take a look at the rest of these doors, and then we'll figure out what to do about this one.
All right.
Okay.
Goes to the cell door.
Well, first you'll notice there's another door, no peephole there. And in that one, blood-stained mattress. Given the lack of light, you can't tell how recent the stains are. But there's too much of it to be anything else.
Is it locked?
Yes.
She waits for Aloy. Now it looks empty.
Key time. Let's do this.
Doesn't take very long, and that room looks an awful lot like what you saw.
I'm just standing in the doorway and not moving.
Aloy.
Looking around, Aloy, looking at the frame.
Nope! 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 I'm turning around and walking away from the room.
Okay.
Jillian waves Reba towards Aloy and then steps into the room.
Okay, the stains don't look very recent, but they don't look incredibly old either.
Yeah, she'll root about?
Honestly, there's just the stained mattress and the bed frame that you can tell from the looks of it had restraints on it at one point.
And she steps back out and waits for Reba to retrieve poor Aloy.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Reba will. Yeah.
I'm
Put
just
her
backing
hand.
up to around here and just going, nope, 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 not going in there.
No one was asking you to go in there, Lloyd. It's all right.
There's nothing in there.
Next fucking door, then.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you've
Points
got.
to the closet.
Well, you don't know it's a closet, and to be fair, you've also got a door there, and from what you can tell, that corridor extends a ways. So you can actually see there's another door, and probably carries on a little bit further down. So it depends on whether you want to investigate that way or that way.
I'm gonna go
Doing-
hit this door.
Great minds think alike, apparently. Both of y'all clicked it at the same time. That was awesome.
And fools seldom differ.
God, he's taken that one from me now too. Okay, it takes, your hands are shaking a little, so it takes a little while to open the door, but get a little way of light through that way, and there's another one of those doors with the shook. There's a little further on that way, but it's a bit too dim to see. Definitely not a closet, though.
Hmm. This is probably where some. Okay, so this is probably a few of these.
Jillian waves Reba and Aloy back. Kind of stacks her stuff up in the corner and casts light on the ceiling ahead.
Okay, what you get is yet another one of those doors with the peephole in it, and another door. Very solid, very heavily barred glass inset, which probably leads to the garden.
I think it's another couple of cells ahead, and then that might be the door to the garden there.
Hmm. I do.
So does that mean we poke the garden, or do we go back around?
Well, whatever's in the garden might be part of what's warding the door, so we may need to. Barring either way, I do want to get a look at those rocks because I did not like the way those were.
But to be fair, you know that sometimes disrupting something's spells can get its attention. You might want to save that for last. Reba the Wise.
Although, if it is warded again, disrupting it might alert. So we probably
I do want
want to save that for last.
Do you want them to send another one of those creepy ass things that might sneak up on you and do bullshit to you again?
Yeah, we don't want to alert anything, and we don't want to get another one of those things sent after us.
So let's not poke the alarm system to off, which would be as much of an oh god alert button
Well,
as.
let's not poke it yet anyway. Let's save that for.
Yeah,
when
I'm
you're
actually
translating for me.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, let's
Check
try the
the.
other corridor then.
You don't want to check either of the cells there.
We'll get to
Just
them
open the
eventually.
peephole? All right.
Yeah, no,
Just, got a hole in their corridor.
No peephole in that. No peephole in that door. No lock either.
Just gonna go and try the door.
You've got another privy, and it reeks.
Tips away very quickly.
Just when you think you're used to it.
gonna shut the door and start listing chemicals that react with human
Waste.
waste, so as to things that would react violently with it, as in start a cascading detonation that would take out a chunk of the building.
And you can see there's another 2 of those doors with peepholes, and if you're looking, there's a bit more corridor further on. Some goes that general direction. It keeps going a little ways down this way. And if you're inching in that direction, it seems to end right about there. There seems to be a narrow corridor this way.
Jillian goes looks through the peepholes one by one.
Again, she can't tell how recent these bloodstains are, except for the one in the middle, kind of there. Because that one's still dripping.
Just this one, Aloy. Someone
Fine.
here recently.
And I'm going to futz with that and get it open.
Yeah,
How?
you're really starting to get the hang of the keys now, and you open it, and yeah, this one looks so much like because of the recentness of the bloodstains. It's Flashback City, basically. Aloy, sorry.
Jillian nudges Aloy back gently and then steps in to investigate.
Reba starts walking to the door, going, "How recent? Oh, sweet ancestors!" As she gets in view of and sees that it's still.
Nope! Fuck this place! Fuck this place! Fucking foundation! Fucking everything!
Jillian has to stop the investigation because she doesn't want to go and try and help silence Aloy, who is yelling at this point, with blood on her gloves. Because just no.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to kind of abandon that. And given that she's pacing around in the waft of unwisely opened door, it's a distraction all the way around.
Mm-hmm. That is very fair.
Yeah, Aloy is yelling. What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to calm Aloy down.
I'm headed to Muffin, and I'm just pulling more, and I'm just pulling some of the chemicals back out.
Not yet. Not yet. Whoever that was may still be alive. Not yet.
Fine.
I don't want to.
Fine.
Given one of the doors we just opened, I don't want to say this, but take a deep breath, please.
I'm just putting chemicals away and just
And
reciting
Muffin,
formulas to myself.
and Muffin
Yes.
sort of stretches his neck out and plunks head on shoulder. Boop.
Thank
you,
you, Muffin. Scritch.
Aloy, I know. You've explained. I get it. We fully are going to obliterate this place. We will turn it into a crater of molten glass.
Yay.
Okay.
I think I can keep that
Aloy
mental image out of my head for a while.
Aloy seems to be doing better. Does Jillian want to try again?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Jillian finds sort of grayish squishiness and black hair she's not convinced is natural. The color, not the hair. The hair is natural, the black might not be, and backs away quickly because there is some shit she doesn't want to have to tell Aloy. Because it obviously can't be true, but
Yeah, she just steps back, closes the door.
She probably shuts the people too. Nope.
And Reba sees Jillian's reaction and is like, I want to ask, but given Aloy, I'm not going to. Because if I really need, he just kind of gives Jillian a
look.
yeah, just giving Jillian a look like, should I go look?
Yeah, there's still a little
Okay.
bit of corridor down that way.
So then, yeah, Ruby's going to take Jillian at her word, not question it.
Alright, Jillian, and it's down the other corridor.
Okay, yeah, there's a little further that way. I mean, assuming you're wondering, it's quite narrow. It's no, but there's 2 more doors with peepholes, and these rooms seem to be bigger.
She looks in peephole number 1.
It appears to be a. For pity's sake. Stop behaving like a dipshit. It seems to be a bathing room of some description. And it actually looks moderately clean. The only thing in this place that does.
Alright, then she looks in peephole number 2.
Same thing. Almost identical room.
She steps back into the hallway. The 2 of them, it's just bathtubs. Nothing strange.
Is it something we can break?
Probably later.
Like I said, we don't want to. We've called enough attention to ourselves in a number of ways. Let's avoid calling any.
Well, our only remaining option is the fucking garden. So let's
Yeah,
go knock that door open.
There's
Where
2
we're
more.
going.
There's 2 more peepholes and the garden.
Jillian looks into the next peephole.
Again, this is, you're not seeing dripping, but there's a lot more blood on this one, and it's difficult to tell because, again, peephole, not much light, but it's a different shade than some of the ones that you actually looked in and saw were older, so might be more recent.
Something might have been recently cut in there, but no sign of anything else. She goes to the next one.
This one's a little bit interesting. The mattress is askew. It does have blood stains on it. They're older, but not ancient old. Not abandoned for years old. It's also shredded. There are... It's difficult to tell because, again, not much light, but you're pretty sure that something is clawing on the walls in here.
Looks like they kept a wild animal in here, or
Give me a perception.
something worse.
Give me a perception check, Jillian.
Wild animal, metaphorically speaking.
That's the claw patterns you've seen enough in your time. Those were attached to a human hand. The size, I mean, given that roll, and given the situation, do you know what size Isaac's hands are? It's a very strong possibility. You'd need to actually look in to the room proper to know, but...
Jillian pauses with her hand on the door for a moment, and then she pulls at it. even though it's
Locked.
probably locked. The late, after another moment, looks to Aloy.
Yeah, sure, fine. I'm gonna rattle through the keys.
Um,
Yeah.
Jillian, I know that.
Takes you a while, but you find the right key. Open the door and just stay out of the way.
Jillian does not look to Reba at that questioning.
No, it was more of a I am concerned than an actual question.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming light.
Yep, she steps in, puts a light on the ceiling, and
Yeah. I mean,
takes a look around.
then I'm gonna keep that perception for the time being. Yeah. This. The bits are small, and the hints you're seeing are small, and you can hope they're as fake as what was in that other room, if indeed they were fake and it wasn't just something really, really similar. But there's a shred of cloth that you pretty much recognize as a shirt that you gave Isaac for a birthday at one point. Some tufts of hair of his color that weren't so much cut but torn out by the roots at some point. That's from looking. And again, the room is a shambles.
She just stands there and grips her pistol in its holster very tightly, and then looks upwards and murmurs very quietly, "Why didn't you tell me?"
And very quietly, I told you that path was no longer open to you. How you interpreted my words was up to you. You chose not to look further. You chose to see through the glass darkly. Now you see face to face.
Jillian screams and kicks the nearest bit of rubble or debris.
Bed frame, really, but yeah, because there really is. It's the bed and the marks on the wall. So you have bed frame, you have wall.
Well, I'm clearly not the only one having the worst day in existence.
Uh,
Yeah, the general tone of that is I tried to tell you it's not my fault you did not choose to pursue that line of questioning.
I'm
You
gonna
do,
look at
however,
the.
because my hand of fate roll was quite good. Now is when you decide to see if or how he can be saved.
She
And of course,
not exactly calms down, but
do keep in
still.
mind that salvation does take many forms in this particular case.
Tries to take a deep breath in, still shaking.
I'm gonna go poke at the garden door.
Yeah, it's locked too, but the key is surprisingly obvious at this point. And out you come into the garden. It's not much in the way of fresh air, but it's better than some of the what's in there.
Very quickly, Jillian's gonna look under the bed after she's taken another moment.
Given, yeah, there is one object you probably, again, given that perception check, just happened to catch the one thing that still is clean and wholesome enough to reflect light in that place. You were not the most well-off individuals in the world. Gold was not within your reach, but there is a silver wedding band. You wear its twin.
Hmm. She takes the locket out of her pocket, strings the ring around the chain, and ties it back on her neck, and stuffs that
Even with
under
those
her.
pictures in it? Oh
Even
my.
with the pictures in it,
That-
she stuffs that back under her shirt, as it had originally been.
I mean, Reba's watching all of this. Aloy is looking at the garden.
Yeah, no, Reba's been sort of been just standing in the doorway watching all of it, the scream, the kick, the whole nine, but just staying quiet and just making sure she stays upright, basically. Because whatever's going on ain't for her. So she's like, all right.
Yeah, given the activity going on there, none of you heard the minor scrape of Muffin's sides against the rather narrow walls. Oop, oop, boop.
Pink.
Oop.
Muffin?
But is out with you now, looking back at the door. Boop.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Muffin. That door's... That hallway was awful.
But leans head on your shoulder. Clearly, Muffin does not want Aloy away from him because his Aloy has been upset.
Aloy, don't go much farther than that. Actually,
Yeah,
don't go any farther than that.
Just gonna stay here on the border.
Yeah,
This
Jillian
is your show.
steps back out.
yeah. Basically, what you've got is a kind of crumbling cobblestone path along the outside. Some plants that, I mean, from a distance, they do weirdly appear to be thriving. Reba has a certain affinity with the land, and what they are thriving on has made them very strange and very wrong, and you're fairly sure that one... You know how some look like they have... There's a semblance of a face? These ones aren't supposed to, but they do! And the feeling of being watched is incredible in there.
I'm going to regret this. I'm going to stand. Was it that door that we came out? Or was
No,
it,
that's
no,
not.
it was
That's not a door. Yeah, it's that
that's
door.
the wall. That's right. It was this. So we're basically like along this path.
Yeah.
At this point, because we've not stepped
and
closer.
there's in the center there's
Mhm.
that bunch of rocks you were...
Yes. Okay. I see that that's what those are now. So I'm zoomed out far enough that wasn't quite
clear. Yeah.
visible. Yeah, but I see it now. I'll zoom in a little. Okay. I am going to arrange myself so I can get as much of the garden as possible, and she's going to hold out her hands and make a motion and detect magic to try to get some inkling as to how this is working or what, if it's doing anything.
Oh, the rocks are definitely the source of the wards. Wards plural. They're pretty securely planted, not just by natural means. And those plants, you don't want to get too near them. Because it's difficult to tell a specific type of magic, but the magic that made them what they are is poisonous and headfucky and wrong.
I love you. That's exactly what I figured.
And to be fair, it's entirely possible that you do something to those and the plants go off.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, being wise, you do have boop boop. Muffin doesn't breathe. Muffin doesn't. Those things, those rats, could have commanded Muffin if they could command Muffin, but they can't command Muffin.
Muffin is unnatural enough. In terms of is inorganic enough.
Boop. Boop.
This is all out loud, mind you.
Yeah.
So
But it's Muffin
she's
is
doing.
Yeah, Muffin is unnatural enough. Boop.
Sorry. Muffin is inorganic enough.
Boop.
This is an option. Okay. Those rocks. Well, one. There are multiple wards. These rocks are the source of that. They are extremely secure, and I do not just mean physically. And these plants are utterly wrong. They are poisonous. They are headfuckery. They are nastiness. And if we mess with those rocks, they might get set off. But
So the safest option would be to have Muffin smash them.
right, and my logic is those rats could they mess with you, and they would have messed with you if not for, well, yeah. So she's better about it, but yeah. Anyway, so Muffin doesn't breathe, right, Aloy? I'm assuming.
Muffin is Muffin. What you're describing sounds like the best idea. If we all go into the door, shut it, and Muffin, when we shut the door, you go and start breaking rocks.
Muffin, smash.
Tilts head at Reba. And then looks at, and you can almost see the can I.
In short,
you. Oh my god,
Muffin,
sorry, that was not a character.
yes.
Boop 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 boop.
All right, we're gonna shut the door. We're gonna shut the door and go forth and smash.
Boop boop. And when you guys get in, you just. Thankfully, it's airtight enough that you can't like hear, but you some part of your souls can hear boop 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 trample, and it takes a couple of minutes of. Because you've seen Muffin charge shit before, and that shouldn't have withstood the first hit. There is a certain amount of poof, and you're probably gonna want to wash Muffin.
Oh god. And it's at this point Reba realizes, oh, I just realized all that's gonna mix with the gore that's already on. Oh, I'm so sorry, Aloy. I should have thought of that.
We'll fix that
no.
once we get this finished. We can
Okay.
just have him come around the front.
But actually, you're probably gonna want to wash them sooner than that, because if any of that poof is particulate.
Yeah, if any of that is.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. We're gonna have him go around the front, and I'm gonna take some shit from the pharmacy and wash him down with it.
Okay.
Because he could
I
make
don't
it over
know
the
how good of
fence,
an idea
right?
that'll be, but okay. We didn't. That's actually the other thing. We didn't find any cleaning supplies anywhere, did we?
Are you surprised? The most you found was bathtubs.
Yeah.
But bathtubs.
Then again,
And
oh
Jillian
right,
did
over
see
the.
buckets of water in those bathrooms.
You said there were bathrooms over there, right? Well, we can just have Muffin squeeze over and bust a door down.
Okay. Anyway, not for nothing, but there's this part of my soul that is very, very happy at letting Muffin smash.
Right.
Thank you, Aloy. Thank you.
Once things are they're smash and the circle is disrupted, and you hear enough to shake the building.
None of that came through the audio. You're not muted. It's Discord cutting you off.
Fuck it. I'm not doing that again. You'll hear it on what vid there is, but it's this horrible screech, like nails on a chalkboard.
I'm glad Discord cut off the audio, because I would have been in my brain. And I don't need that right now, but I get it.
And
So Reba's literally just
Jillian whirls around.
Yeah, Muffin is sort of. You don't see anything. It's just that's the noise. And Muffin has come back up to the door and tilts head in that boop boop kind of way, but you can't hear it because the door's shut and that.
All
cry
right,
is still ringing
everybody.
in your ears.
yeah. Let's back up down the hall, away from the
clear hallway. I'm
So
gonna
Reba
start pulling the door open. Okay, Muffin, I'm gonna need you to come down the hallway and just follow me at a 10-foot distance, okay? Then we're gonna wash you.
Boop. Yeah, you're gonna.
I open it just enough to say that.
Yeah, and you can see the sort of multicolored wafts of you just.
Ugh. I'm gonna pull the rest
You
of it
could
and then
you could get Muffin to come up to the front door, so you know he can clear the fence.
Oh, right. Scratch that. Muffin, come around the front. You can clear the fence. Do that.
Slam. And yeah, you see Muffin. And you guys can head round the corridor. The shriek has not been repeated, but the place feels yet more malevolent now than it did when you first came, and that's saying something.
I'm actually gonna... Jillian, the bathroom, where is it?
It's
Jillian
the further corridor
points
down,
in that
so
direction.
there, yeah.
Yep, so I'm gonna go check here, make sure, see if there's any buckets so that I can go meet Muffin part way.
There are actually a couple of buckets of what looks like relatively fresh water.
I'm taking those buckets.
Give me an athletics check.
Ten.
You are struggling with the buckets.
Help!
All right.
I mean, one bucket is fine, but two is...
Yeah. I'll
So-
grab at least one of the buckets from Aloy.
Yeah, because there's two per room, so it really is just grab bucket. And yeah, you meet Muffin, and Muffin is just looking. The head tilts towards various bits of the body, and
I'll set one of the buckets down, the one I was carrying down. I'll go back to the
Alright.
other and grab another one.
Let's go. Let's rinse down once, and gonna
yeah.
then take the other bucket, do the same, and then start heading towards the washroom, telling Muffin to follow. Do another rinse when Reba comes back with one, and then just have Muffin fucking get in the thing.
Yeah,
In the tub.
You've only got one bucket of water left after that, and the tubs are empty, so it is just clink clink. He's actually looking at you like, did you think this through? Poop?
Yes, I did. Box mode.
Clunk.
And one more bucket's worth.
Sploosh.
And I'm just making sure I'm looking at the water to see if anything else is still, if it still looks like if there's any more like dripping off of him.
I mean, the water in and of itself is a bit of it's less. I mean, you've seen the splots that you've left as you've dumped buckets of water on Muffin, but given that you'd let some of that kind of start getting a bit tacky, you probably got the poison and stuff. Because that was fairly recently, but he is gonna need a good buffing to get
Yeah.
all the gore off. Boop.
I'm going to take any like little vials, scoop, and like carefully get a sample of the drained water, stopper that, stash that for later analysis.
Okay.
Because I want to at least see if there's any little spores of the weird shit in there.
Boop.
Okay, we should be clean enough. I'm looking around if I can do anything to give him like a proper scrub down or buffing.
There's a couple of towels.
And I'm just going to willy-nilly use those because I don't give two shits about the cleanliness of whoever the fuck is using this crap.
There are spiders
In the
towel. It's folded towel. You unfold the towel, and spiders about yay big.
Hi.
I mean, lots of them. More than should
I'm just
probably
gonna-
be. Is if they, and they're
just gonna
they
let them-
scatter.
I'm just gonna let them scatter. It's like, you unlucky little sods living in a shit house.
Yeah, you guys come up to the bathroom door, and spiders the size of tea saucers.
And I'm just apparently entirely okay with this.
I am not going to try to talk to those. I'm not sure those are entirely natural.
As long as they're skittering away, as spiders naturally do.
Yeah, because if any of them, let's put it this, if any of you fuckers break the 3-foot rule, I'm squashing you quick.
And
They're-
yeah,
No,
they're-
you can understand me, but god damn it.
Yeah, they're
Yes, I'm sick, Jillian. I don't care. I am.
there is one that sort of it's skittered past Jillian. Doing what spiders do is usually go for the face. Go for the face. We're not going for the face.
Uh,
Love you.
I love these little shit. They're awesome. They're the nicest thing we found in this whole goddamn building.
Right. A given quantity of spiders.
Yes.
Are you ready,
exactly.
Aloy?
I am still like toweling Muffin down. I pulled out the fucking buffer at this point.
Aloy! Aloy! Please.
Well, the door's not warded anymore. Muffin, you did amazing. Thank you so much.
Boop boop.
A little bit of buffing around the head.
Aloy.
Boop.
So the head unit is now nice and sparkly.
Still slightly dented from smushing cream.
Well-
but
Yeah, we'll fix that.
sort of
I'm.
the hammer again. Boop.
I will.
Jillian seems
be...
to recall Aloy chasing Muffin down the street the first time they met with the hammer. No, Muffin, you're full of dents! Boop! This was in the early days. He's got better about it now, but he still does not like the hammer.
Muffin.
Especially the head.
If you go with the hammer, I'll give you some extendable blades for the front next time.
Or at least reinforcement.
Both is good.
That works. Maybe some horns.
Boop.
Aloy.
I'm just
We're all-
tossing Aloy ideas just to distract her from some of the fuckery that she's had to deal with. So, you know.
We're good. I've got what I can get sparkly. Let's go.
Thank you.
Come on, Muffin. Let's do
Finally.
awesome.
And given that we are at about that time, we will leave it for now. And when we meet up next week, we will descend.
That's I fucking love you. You
A very good way to
absolute
put it.
Later, guys.